In this lesson, you'll learn more about the checkbox control, which you've only seen very briefly at this point. A checkbox is simply a box that the user can check or uncheck. You have probably seen them while browsing the internet. To start with, open the My Project sample file from your Sample Files folder. Open controlstest.aspx in Design View and add a checkbox control to the page. In the same way as all ASP.NET controls, the checkbox is converted into HTML when the page is sent to a web browser. The checkbox control is based on the HTML input checkbox control, but adds more features. Although it is possible to use the controls from the HTML category in ASP.NET, it's almost always better to use ASP.NET's equivalent from the standard category of the toolbox. Next, set the ID property of the checkbox control to checkbox test. As you can see, much like the literal control, the checkbox control displays a placeholder containing its ID property unless you set its text property. We are now going to make the checkbox control checked by default. To do this, set its checked property to true. As you can see, the control is now checked by default. Next, set the text property of the checkbox to confirm. As you can see, the text appears to the right of the checkbox. If you change the text align property to left, this makes the text appear to the left of the checkbox instead of to the right. Note that if you want to create a page with lots of checkbox choices, you should be aware of the checkbox list control. Checkbox list controls work very similarly to drop-down list controls, except the items are shown as checkboxes instead of in a drop-down menu. You'll learn more about drop-down list controls and other list-based controls later in this session. Next, add a checked changed event handler to the checkbox control. You learned how to do this in Lesson 3.2. The checked changed event happens when the user ticks or unticks the checkbox. Add the following code to the new event handler: response.write checkbox test.checked.toString. This will write the checked property of the checkbox to the page. View the page in your browser now, and try unchecking the checkbox. Nothing happens despite the checkbox changed event being in place. This is because the form hasn't been posted back. To fix this, we'll make the checkbox test control post back when it is clicked. First, close your browser and return to controlstest.aspx. Next, set the auto postback property of the control to true. View the page in your browser again and try unchecking the checkbox. This time the page posted back when the checkbox was clicked, and the event handler code wrote the current status of the checkbox onto the screen. True means that the box is checked, false means that the box is unchecked. Try checking the box again. And as you can see, the page posted back again and the event handler displayed true, since the checkbox is now checked. Instead of setting the auto postback property, you could also have added a button to the page, as you did in Lesson 4.4. Close your browser now. Remove the checkbox and remove the event handler. You've now completed Lesson 4.5. Use checkboxes.